Welcome everyone to Casual Friday. Hopefully, I can't even speak. Hopefully you're having a good day today, and thank goodness it's Friday. For some of us, it's been a long week. For those of you who've never been on this channel or have been to this live stream, welcome. Hopefully you'll learn some stuff today, and if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Gary Robillard, and there's my little flag out at the bottom there. I've got my co-pilot Jared with us today. Jared, is everything coming through okay? He's trying to.
Yeah, the audio and video are both good. Streaming good from YouTube so far. So
Awesome.
Green light to go.
I couldn't do it without Jared as my co-pilot here, making sure everything is happening in the background there. Appreciate that, Jared. So today's topic, and again, for those of you who haven't been on this live stream before, it's casual. It's not like a webinar where it's very highly structured, and we've got maybe some scripting going on, scripts for what we're going to do. I've got a little bit of a cheat sheet here for things I want to discuss, but we try to keep it casual, try to keep it within 30 minutes. Sometimes we go a little longer than that. But today we're going to be talking about ACT marketing automation and why you should be using it. Most of you, if not all of you, who are ACT users. Now, some of the people on this call today, or watching this recording when it's finished today, may not be using ACT, and so that's another topic of conversation. So we're talking about the ACT CRM software. We're going to be talking about the marketing automation, and even if you're not using ACT. And you are using some other CRM system, or you're just using Outlook to manage your contacts, you should be using some sort of marketing automation system to help manage your clients. So let's kind of talk about some of the things that kind of perpetuate why we should use this. First of all, I asked a question in a seminar one time. I asked the question, and I asked, how many people, put up your hand, have a business plan? And probably about 90% of the people put up their hand and said, yeah, I've got a business plan. And I said, how many people have a marketing plan? Well, about half of those actually had a marketing plan. And then I asked the question, well, how many times do you go and look at it? And the people who were looking at their business plan hardly ever looked at it once they developed it. Same with the marketing plan. Some of them were using the marketing plan and were doing just fine. But I don't want to talk about business plans and marketing plans today. What I want to talk about is kind of the next level, which is a subset of those, which is customer acquisition and customer retention, because that falls under this whole marketing automation thing. Because think of ACT or your CRM system, whatever you're using, as another employee. And that employee has all these probably rich features that they can do to help you run your business and do things a lot better. Keep in touch with your clients. So let's, typically what I do when I sit down with a client, we talk about, what is their retention strategy? And that's probably the biggest one. And I love this cartoon here. It's so accurate. Once you've spent all the time getting your customers, you want to make sure you keep them. And if you're going out getting new customers, you want to make sure you've got some sort of plan to be able to keep them, and some sort of a process that makes sense to you and your business and how you do things to be able to keep those clients happy and raving fans. If you've ever read Ken Blanchard's book on raving fans. I love this quote here by Bain and Company. 5% increase in customer retention. 5% can increase a company's profitability by 25 to 75%. That's just amazing when you think about it. Now, that's probably not in all cases, and customer retention does not guarantee, and I need to underline this, does not guarantee that you're going to keep your clients, because there's so many variables in keeping your clients. But one of the things we can do is is use our marketing automation to be able to touch base with our clients on a regular basis for whatever reason. And we'll get into some of those reasons, and then we'll get into ACT marketing automation. We'll touch on a few things. One of the things that, when I think about, keeping your clients, and all the time that you spent to try to bring them in, the effort, the time, maybe you've got salespeople that are reaching out to them. You've got to pay for salespeople. It's not a cheap venture to acquire new clients. And so when you get your existing clients, you try your best to keep them happy and keep them engaged with you, so they don't chip away. So the marketing automation is just a way of connecting with your clients on a regular basis. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of you have marketing automation, even the basic. So if you've got an ACT subscription, probably just about all of you, unless your subscription's coming up in April, you probably have it. It's just probably not set up for you. It's probably not configured for you yet. So once that's done, once you've got it set up, well, why would you use it? So let's kind of look at this. Marketing automation, let's just look at the little box there. Marketing automation can educate, you can do birthdays, newsletters, event invitations, product services, and a lot more. But where does it touch? It touches just about every aspect of your business except for snail mail, which some of us still use and some of us don't use at all. I don't think I use snail mail at all anymore. Not at all. I've got a couple of clients do, but not all of them. Very few actually. But you can see here by this diagram that it touches sales, service. You can have it connect to your website. And again, this depends on the level of ACT marketing automation you have, because there's, I think, 4 levels now, if I remember correctly. You've got the basic that comes with it. And then you've got 3 other levels that you can go to. And if you're not sure what level you should be at, start with the basic, get comfortable with it, and then you can always reach out to us, and we can let you know whether it makes sense to even go to the next level. But look at the different places that this can touch. So many different places. And yes, you have to put a little effort in. You have to kind of figure out what you want to do. But once you've got a bit of a game plan, even if it's sending 1 email out a month, it's well worth it. So, Jared, any thoughts on this? Because you've been working with me for a while, and we've been doing email campaigns and stuff like that. Any thoughts for you before we kind of move into the actual ACT marketing automation?
Yeah, I mean, people used to send out a lot of, hard copy stuff to different people, but now it seems like most of the stuff is through either social media or email marketing, or connecting that way, or phone calls. There's not a lot of snail mail and whatnot.
Yeah.
Definitely some good comments on retention. That seems to be important in almost anybody's business, trying to keep people happy, because there's always competition and other people wanting, trying different things and whatnot. So very important factor is staying connected, and email marketing is one of those ways that you stay connected, even if it is automated. That's one way they get a little something from you on a regular basis, information or sales or whatever it is coming up, that they stay in touch with you. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And the interesting thing too is, when you think about marketing, I really don't. Some people get really fidgety when they say, "Oh, you should be doing marketing," and they get all kind of a little fidgety about that. But look at it this way: don't look at marketing as marketing. Think of it as, what's your customer retention strategy? What is your customer acquisition strategy? So if you're still looking for new customers, how are you doing that? And then if you've got customers, or whether you've been in business a long time or short time, what are you doing to keep them? And then from there, you come up with just a small plan. You don't have to make this really complicated and big. Just keep it real simple to start. and then build into it. Most companies have some sort of a budget for marketing, and what they'll do is they'll spend it on different kinds of ads, all sorts of stuff, TV, radio. They don't do as much of that probably, depending upon what your target audience is, but they do magazines, all sorts of different things. And this is probably the cheapest way, the most inexpensive way to do marketing, is to send email marketing. And email marketing is still a really good way of sending stuff out to people and connecting with people. And then doing stuff like this where you're doing live streams and that, you kind of kick it up a notch. So let's actually get into ACT marketing automation, and let's take a little drive around. Now, I'm going to show something here first before we dive into this. I was going to actually do this as a separate video, but for those of you who are using AMA, I got a email just the other day from one of my clients. They have me set as in their campaign, so when they send a campaign out, I get a copy of it. And if any of you want to do that, add me to your copy. I'd love to see the stuff that you're sending out to your clients. And she did a marvelous job of this newsletter that goes out. And one of the things I noticed was down at the bottom of this, and this is just recent, within probably about a week, down at the bottom, it had the ACT branding logo at the bottom. Well, when I send out an email, I don't want the ACT branding logo at the bottom of the page. So I got a hold of ACT and I said, hey, what gives here? They said, oh yeah, we just added that in, and they set it up as the default. So you can turn it off. I was a little worried there that you wouldn't be able to turn it off. So first thing I'm going to do in the ACT marketing automation, I'm going to show you how to turn that off. For those of you who want to turn it, I'm sure that you're like me. I mean, I love ACT, but I don't want my emails going out to say powered by ACT on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is let's go over to marketing automation, and I'm going to show you how to turn this off. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go over here to admin, and this will pop up, and you're going to click on the drop down menu, and then you're going to go over to, now I just have to remember because I did it once, and I think it is my account. Let's go see there. Nope, that's not it. Let's go back up here. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Bear with me. This is, again, Casual Friday. Anything can happen. All right. Let's see here. Account configuration. I think that's where it was. Go. Yes, right here. Account configuration. You see right here where it says email ACT branding. I have mine off because I turned it off just the other day. So when you go into your ACT and you've got your marketing automation, for those who are already doing this, again, go into your admin. You're going to go into your account configuration. You're going to press the go button. You're going to get to this screen and you're going to select it off. And by default, this is going to be on. So anytime you send it off, it's automatically off for your landing pages, but it's not off for your email. It's down at the bottom. So make sure you turn this off. Okay. And then once you've done that, make sure you go over to actions and go save. And then you'll get a confirmation that it's been saved and you're off to the races. So that's for everybody who's actually using it now. For those of you who are going to be using it, make sure you turn that off. That's a really important thing. I mean, maybe you don't care. You don't care if it says branded by ACT, but me personally, I want my branding on there. All right. So let's talk about the ACT marketing automation. If you click on the ACT marketing automation down at the bottom left-hand corner here, you should get this page. Actually, not this page. You should probably get this page or something similar to this page. If not, if you're getting it's not set up or not connected or any of that sort of stuff, reach out to us. We'll get a hold of ACT and have them make sure that they have it turned on for you and that it's ready to go. So I want to go through the marketing automation briefly here. I want to show you how easy it is to set up a campaign to send out to your clients. And I would recommend once a month, just send something off to your clients. It could be, something to do in your industry. It could be just touching base, whatever. Now, I've got some more webinars that are coming up that are going to actually go into this more granularly. Granule? Anyways, you know what I mean. More drill down. And so because there's a few things that you need to be aware of. First of all, when you're going to send out an email campaign, you have to get really comfortable with groups, because that's the list that you're going to send out to the people you're going to send out your email blast to. So, you got a client email list. So let's say that was my list of people I was sending out, or new clients, or whatever I've got. I would have a list here that I'm going to send out to the clients. And that would be my list that I would normally send out to. So you need to have a group first. So that would be step one. Create a group. Who are you sending this off to? And you may have different target audiences. So you may have some people in one vertical market, somebody else in a different vertical market that you will have a different message that you want to send out to. So you may have multiple different target audiences. So for an example, maybe I've got people with under radar, or clients, or reminders, or whatever. You have your group set up the way you want them. Here's one that I've got in this particular demo database. Clients with no critical illness that are over 55 years old. And, I just have to click on that, and those are the people I'm sending off to. So you'll want to get familiar with groups and setting up groups and using dynamic groups in there. And I won't go any further than that, because this is just Casual Friday, because we're not going to go into a deep dive. But be aware, I think it's not April, but May, I'm doing a deep dive workshop. It'll be 3 1-hour, I believe it's going to be 3 1-hour sessions. This will be a paid one, so there will be a cost to it. Because it's I've got a lot of time and effort into this. So it's minimal. And you can take there are 3 1 hours back to back each day. So it's not 1 3-hour session, it's 3 1-hour sessions. And this will give you everything you need to know to start to finish, doing data cleanup, getting everything ready to go, sending it off, and how you would work that. So that's coming up in May. So just be aware of that, because we know a lot of people that want to do this, and I'm just going to show you some best practices, and then you can take out whatever the nuggets of gold that you want out of that'll help you. So once you've got your group set up, then we go back into our ACT marketing automation, and let me kind of just go through the different pieces that we've got here. Now, I've got the highest level of the ACT marketing automation, and so I've got everything. I've got soup to nuts. The basic doesn't have stuff like asset tracking, website tracking. I don't even know if it has, I don't think it's got landing pages. It may have the label here, but I don't think it has landing pages either. But we can do campaigns. That's where we send it off. We've got email templates. So template is just like in ACT. You have different templates where you've got a document that's kind of all set up with all the stuff in, and then you pull it in, and then you add things to it, and then you send it off to your clients. This is the same thing. It's kind of a scaffolding for your message, if you will. And then we've got landing pages. Landing pages, to give you an idea what a landing page can be multiple different things, but let me give you something really simple. Let's just say you decide you're going to do a newsletter once a month, and you want to send out a newsletter to people. You could have on your website, you could have a link so that they could fill in the information, and then it would automatically take their contact information and populate it into ACT. And that's what a landing page is. So a landing page can be integrated into your website. A landing page could be used to put on social media. So I could have a landing page that I put out on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever platform that you are doing your social media, Twitter, doesn't really matter. And I could use that where I have a landing page as well, so they could fill in information to be part of my newsletter. And so That's what a landing page is, and they're powerful. They're super powerful. We have landing pages that we have for some of our products where people will fill in the information before they get the download link, all sorts of things. Web activity. This basically tells you, it's not as granular as you'd find with Google Analytics, but it does tell you, it does pull in information right into Act and tells you, what kind of connections to different sites you have or pages you have on your website. Asset tracking, you can track assets like PDF documents. You can track YouTube videos. You want to see somebody that's going into your YouTube videos, and you want to track to see how long they've been on, did they watch it, how many people watch it, that sort of stuff. And then we have your account and your admin function is in here. So let me just give you the basics. First, we start off with after you've got your group set up. That's number one. Number two, you want to make sure you have a template. Once you've built a template or a few templates, you're pretty much done. You don't have to do it unless you're tweaking branding or maybe some of the content's not relative anymore. But once you've got your template set up, you've done it once and you don't really touch it after that. So let me just show you what the templates look like. And I've got some demo templates here. So let's, you can do something simple or you can do something complicated. So for an example, let me see here. I think this one is a simple one, AMA sample one. Let's just see what this one looks like. And it's loading. Yeah, so this is fairly simple. It's kind of like an Outlook email, except it's got a picture and a few other things. But you don't have, like I've got social media links. I got a picture in here. I've got my signature at the bottom there. And you can even dress it down and have it even more basic than this. This one has a button. And so basically you have three areas. This is drag and drop. This is more powerful than if you've ever used MailChimp or Constant Contact. It's more powerful than those and just as easy to use. You've got different settings that you can have. You've got your different structures of how it's all laid out. And then you have your content. And basically you have all different types of content you can put in there. Titles, images, buttons, dividers, spacers, social media, HTML, video, icons, icons. And you can put in GIF files, text, and even menu items at the top. Make it even look like you can even make it look like your website where they click on a button and it takes it to different places on your website. It's really powerful. And it's just drag and drop. So if I wanted an image, I can just drag this image and pop it there and go and look for the image that I want to put on there. It's just that simple and easy. All right, let's go back out. So something very simple. And then let's just go back to our demo templates here. And then I'll use a little bit more complicated one. So this would be a more complicated or powerful one where you've got, an invitation that goes out. It's like that. It's got a little bit more graphics on there. And then you could even go a little bit more succinct or more detailed. I think I've got, this one's even a little bit more drilled down here. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, so this one is a full-on, look how detailed this one is, and it's got a lot of different places that you can register and stuff like that. So you can make it as light or as complicated as you are. Complicated maybe is not the right word, is more detailed as you want. Let's see here, actions, return. And then for those of you who want to do newsletters, where you've sent out newsletters, lots of different formats to do newsletters. But here's a really simple one here. And so you can have different links to different pictures. You can put GIF files in there. But you can put different comments and read more. So this takes you to your website. So a little bit of a strategy where they can read a little paragraph about it and then go directly to your blog on your website. So you can get really creative. So that's what the templates look like. The campaigns now incorporate the templates. So I'm going to take, let's see what we got for a demo one here. Let's have a look at this one here. So this one is a very simple one, and for even like for the basic AMA, you've got a start, you've got what it is you're going to send, and an end. The next one, you can actually have multiple of this where it actually branches out and makes decisions. But then what you do is you click into the email here, you click on go, and then it's really simple. It'll pull up whatever template you've got in there. I've already got one in, but you can also say, hey, I want to import one of my templates or a different template from one of the structures. So this is where the templates come in. I will go into the campaign and I'll just really quickly show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go new campaign. I'm going to do a blank one. I'm going to go continue. I'm going to give it a name. Test. Whoops, how about we spell that right? We go continue. We select the group. They call it a list, but the group, let's just say we're going to go to all of our new clients. Maybe not. Let's just choose newsletter list. We'll use the newsletter list. And then you don't really have to touch anything here unless you want to change who it's being sent from and who you want the reply to. Just make sure it stays with your particular domain. I've got 2 domains that I have. You pay for an extra one if you want one. I've got this particular domain we'll use. We'll go create. And then basically you go up to your campaigns. There's my test. Click on the little pencil. And now I can start building this up. And so I will go into here. Go OK. It's going to come up with a generic template, and I'm going to pull in my own. So there's a generic template. Then all I do is say this is going to be a newsletter. I go import from my templates. And then I'm going to use this AMA demo one. This is my newsletter one. I go import. And then I start adding information in. So I can go into here, start putting my blah, blah, blahs.
Hey, Gary, we got a question, a good question. I wondered if I could
absolutely, yeah. Just dive in anytime. You bet.
So we got a question. It's from Joe, and she's wondering if you can insert a PDF file in a template. And I think that's a great question because I'm not even sure about that answer.
Absolutely, you can.
Is that something that can be easily done?
Yes, absolutely, and I can show that.
Rather than like a JPEG or
and this
URL.
And thanks for asking questions. Like, even though I'm kind of going down a little track here, ask questions because I can dive in and we can shift around. Hey Natalie, I just saw that you came in. I wasn't watching the stream here, but hey Natalie. Hey, and Natalie, the email that the newsletter that you sent out the other day, that's what spurred me to add in that little thing, because on the bottom of yours had the little ACT branding on the bottom there. So if you didn't catch that, watch the recording of this, because we talked about how to get rid of that little ACT branding down at the bottom, which they just added. But yes, inserting that. So let me show you how to insert that into here. So we'll just use this as an example, and let's just say I want an insert. Let's say check, and you could use a button if you wanted to. You can either use text to do this, or you could use a button. I'm going to put in check this out. And I'm going to highlight this. first of all, I'm going to change the font color to black. There we go. And I'm going to highlight that. And then you want to click on the hyperlink. And you're going to change this. And I'm just using this with a hyperlink right now, but you can use this with you can do the same thing with a button. I'm going to change this from a URL to a file. Go to File Manager. And then what you're going to do is you're going to upload a PDF file. I don't know if I've got a PDF file in here or not. UNG. I don't think I've got a PDF file in here on this particular one, and I don't know if I've got one on this computer. I probably do. Let's go see if I've got a PDF file. Oh, actually, I can actually pull from here. Okay. And let's just go to, actually I'll go back one. Sales. Document library. Let's say brochures. I have nothing in there. Forms. No forms. Okay, I know I've got some stuff in here somewhere. Training. Okay, give me a sec here, folks. I know I've got some PDF files somewhere in here. Let's see here. Well, I think this is just an old structure. That's what this is. I thought this was actually my structure here. Okay, so let's go to documents. My apologies. I thought that I was in. I don't know if I've got a PDF file here, folks.
Yeah, you can just like, for example, like you could just open Word and type in anything and then save it as a PDF. At least that's one thing that I do often.
Yeah, let's do that.
For people signing documents, like
that's
usually the best format.
That's a good one.
Just as like a test, just because at least that's a PDF format that I use often is for document signing and stuff. So
that's why we have Jared here. He's just on top of this. Let's pick this one here. All right, file, and I don't think I save as. I don't think this has a PDF writer in here, bud. I don't think this particular.
Can you export it as a PDF? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's try that.
What you're working in, if you're working.
Oh yeah, there we go. We can save it as a PDF. Here we go. So we're gonna go create PDF file, and we're gonna just put it in documents. We'll call this test. Yeah, see, both Jared and I, we use Acrobat for our stuff, and so we're just used to having that right in there. So we'll use Brave. Always use that one. Okay.
Yeah, you can also print as a PDF. Natalie was just letting us know that. That's
print as a PDF. Yeah, I've never thought of that. Yeah, good one, Natalie.
Because usually I don't print things to a printer too much anymore, but print into a PDF, I do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
More than I do ever to a printer. It's just the way it goes.
There's our test PDF right there. See that? I imported in. And if you're going to be doing PDF files, I recommend creating a folder first, and then so you can create a folder right here, and then you can pull all of your PDF assets into a PDF folder. You can call it PDF folder or whatever you want to call it. I just left it in and I'll blow it away after. But I'm going to insert that in there. And so now this has got the link of where it's at. You can put a, this is what the link says. And what I would do is, let's see here, and you want them to open it in a new window. Press OK. And so now this link, let's just move up here. Whoops, in the wrong place. So this link now will take them to a PDF file. And let's just preview this. So if we click on that, it's going to open up the browser and take them to the PDF file. And you can do the same thing with a, let's go back to return. No, I went one step too far. So now I'll show you how to do a button in there as well. So if we wanted to put a button, and let's just put it just below that, and I wanted to do the same thing here, I can go over here and change this send link file here. See where it says URL by default, but I can go link file. It'll take me to the same spot, insert. So now it's going to, it knows where that's located in. And so if I press save, and I'll do the same thing now, I'll preview this and press the button, and does the same thing, pulls it up. So you can either use a hyperlink in your text, or you can use a button to pull up that PDF file. And if you've got the higher level of the ACT marketing automation, you can actually track it as an asset. And what that will do is it will tell you in the marketing automation when they opened it, how long they were in it, what pages they went into it, and you can even put a call to action as they're going through the PDF file. And you get to a certain spot, you could say sign up for or whatever. So it is a full-on marketing automation system like digital marketers used in order to interact with potential clients or existing clients. So, but that's how easy it is. Hopefully, Joan, that helps you. Again, just have to have your PDF file ready to go. And thanks, Jared, and those who reminded me how to create a PDF file from scratch.
It's all good. Kind of pulled you off your flow there, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that's good because
editing there.
I'm thinking, oh crap, where's the PDF
there.
file? I forgot that I'm in this separate virtual desktop environment that has basically no assets or access to the assets that I would normally have. So unfortunately, I should make sure I put some PDF files. But hopefully that helps you with that. So again, the campaigns, and once you've got the campaign set up, and basically you're just going to activate it and send it out. Let's go back to this, and I'm going to show you. This is a very simple one, and even where it says instant here, I can say, geez, I don't want to send it off right now. I can send it off at a different time. Say I want to send this off, let's say next Monday, and I want to make sure that it goes out after. We don't want to have it too early. We want to get when people have gone to work. So let's do it 10 a.m. and you can choose the time zone that you want to do it, and then press save, and then that will go out at that particular time. So you can see that says there. And this is very simple, and that's all you have to do. It takes you more time to put up the content and what you want to say than it does to actually send out the email blast. It's not that difficult. We've kind of gone over our 30-minute thing here, but is there any other questions? I just wanted to, basically my goal here was to frame out that how easy it is for you to use the marketing automation and give you some reasons why you should using it. If you're not using it, you're not keeping up with your clients. I mean, unless you're making phone calls, this is where you can reach multiple clients or customers at one fell swoop and have a touch point in there, versus calling each person and spending that much time trying to call each person or emailing them individually. This is going to save you a whole bunch of time. So Natalie asked here, is there a way to delete old campaigns that have run already? Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of a campaign management scenario. Once you've got campaigns, so let's just go and look at our campaigns here. So let's return. And in here, if I click on campaigns, this will list all the campaigns you've got. And I know right now I need to do a bunch of mine, but I've got ones that once they've been, if it's a one and done, if it's not like a newsletter where you've got it already preset for a year and it's sequentially going out, but if it's a one and done or there's several different ways, like a landing page. I've got landing pages that constantly go. The email people go into that campaign and then get sent out stuff for maybe a software trial or something to that effect. But if it's a one and done, best thing to do is to actually pause it once it's done. And so in order to pause it, let me pick this January. See, I haven't made this one inactive. So to click on this, and then all you have to do is pause it first. Pause campaign. So that campaign is paused. Now you can do one of two things. You can delete them. Now once you pause it, it takes about a day before you can actually go in and delete it. Now I've got some here that I can probably delete. Let's go back out here. But it takes a while for it to kind of cycle and before you delete. I like keeping some of the old ones, but let me just find one that I've done a long time ago. So here's one here. I've paused this quite a while ago, and so I'm just going to click on delete, and it allows me to delete. If you try to delete it too soon and it's still running through its cycle, it'll say, do you want to hide it? And the delete will be grayed out. So you want to kind of give it a day or so before you try to delete it. It has to do, there's some sort of a cycle that it does in the back end to make sure everything is completed, and then it will allow you to delete. So you can delete them. You could also put them into a different folder. So you could have archive, and let me just walk you through this. We're going to go a little longer on this casual Friday here. So I'm going to, let me show you how to create folders first of all, because you'll need to know how to create folders. And so I'm going to go up here. And now for some of the basic, I don't know if in basic marketing automation you can do this. I don't know if you can or not, but I'm going to go over to folders because you can set up folders in here. And I'm going to just set up, I'm going to create a new one. And let's see here. Oh man, it's been a while since I've been in here. What would you like to do? Yeah, I'm in there. I want to create a new folder. Well, the folders. Oh man, it goes to show you once you go through this, and then it's like, okay, how do I add a new? There we are, new folder. Right mouse click. I just about forgot that. We're going to do it under the main. I'm going to right mouse click, go new folder, and we're going to give it a name. We'll call it archive. I think I spelled it wrong. I did spell it wrong. It's so small. Archive. All right, so once I've done that, so you have to do that from going from admin and you're going over to folder management. If you don't have account folders, that just means you don't have the tier that allows this. So you won't actually be able to throw them into a folder. So now what do I do is I'm going to go to campaigns. And go to campaigns. And I'm going to take, let's scroll down here and find a one that's paused. And let's say I want to keep this correction one. All I have to do is click on it. Once it's in there, I'm going to go over here to actions. And I'm going to go down here to campaign properties. And in campaign properties, right here it says folder selection. You just click on the folder selection, go down to campaigns, and click on archive. And save and return. And that's all you have to do. And then now when you go to your campaigns, it will still list it. It will still list it here. Unfortunately, they've messed some stuff up because they used to be able to take them out of here and put them into a folder, and then they didn't show up on the main one, but that's not the case any longer. But if I go to archive now, you'll see all the archive ones. So you can either delete them or you can archive them. Hopefully this answers your question, Natalie. So those are the two ways that I would manage or keep this clean. And I should mention, just like keeping your ACT database clean, you need to keep this clean. So you want to organize things into folders. You want to organize things once the campaign's gone, either put it into an archive folder, or if you're not ever going to go back to it to either repurpose it or not, then you can just blow it away and delete it. But just make sure you pause it first. Leave it a few days for it to cycle through, and then if you go to delete it and it still says hide, just leave it a little bit longer until that goes away. All right, I think we've kind of. Can you drag and drop into folders? Good question. Let's test that out. Let's take this particular one here. Live stream on the 28th. Let's see if this will do it. I know Bob's your uncle. Way to go, Natalie. I haven't tested that out. I know that we've been requesting drag and drop features, and about every 2 weeks, roughly, they add a few little things in there, and then they tell us about them later. We never used to have the drag and drop. That was something that I requested probably, oh my gosh, 6 months ago. I requested drag and drop. And a lot of these folder structures we requested as well. So they are listening to stuff that we want them to add into this. So it's working well. So they added the drag and drop. That's fantastic. I wasn't even aware of that. Thanks for asking that question, Natalie. That was actually a good question. Not that they're not all good, but that was a really good one because I wasn't even aware of that. And as you can see, it's got the little cross arrows, which they never used to have, which is fantastic. Any other questions? Jared, anybody reaching out there on YouTube?
No, I mean, we've answered, I think, most of the questions that came in. That's kind of cool that you can drag and drop that into particular folders. I guess the campaign folder is kind of like the history folder, just has all campaigns in there unless you delete it.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Yeah, whoops, sorry, clicked the wrong button here. Oh, and if you don't have the campaign, my campaign is broke here because we were messing around with it, and it just broke that too because I pulled that up. Oh well, we're done. That campaign thing, the campaign results thing. Sorry, this is a test environment as well, so I just broke it. I just broke it again. I'll have to get Matt to fix it. We're testing out this this campaign results thing, and for those of you who don't have campaign results, Matt just had a severe breakthrough yet last night. He was working on something totally unrelated, and he solved something that probably no other ACT consultant even knows last night. And he was able to make our ACT marketing automation and as well as our table product going to be, well, wait and see. It's going to be really cool. So that little glitch you saw when I clicked on the campaign results, that gets fixed. And he wasn't even trying to fix that. He was something else. Anyways. Well, thanks for everyone for showing up today. Hopefully this has been of benefit to you. Again, if you enjoy these kind of videos, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and we'll be doing twice a month. We'll be doing a Casual Friday. Casual Fridays, again, it's not scripted. It's we're gonna mess up and we're gonna be testing stuff out and just goofing around. And but you will learn something, I promise. Or I'll learn something, like Natalie pulling up that thing. Yeah, the drag and drop. Yeah, exactly.
We'll learn together.
We'll learn together. Exactly. Yeah, that's what this is all about. And then we'll be doing one webinar a month where it's actually going to be kind of a whole structure thing. Except for in May, we're going to be doing Like I said, we're going to be doing an marketing automation workshop. Pricing will come out in April. You'll be able to register for that. It's going to be really good. We're doing a deep dive. We're going through the segments, all the things you need to know to be successful in doing marketing automation at a higher level than the basics. But if you're on basics, take it. You'll have access. You'll have access to the video as long as you need. It will not that will not go public. Because it is a paid course or workshop, if you want to call it. Anyways, thanks so much, everyone, for showing up. Jared, thanks for your help. Thanks for those of you who commented. Appreciate that. And hopefully this has been of some benefit to you. Have yourself a great weekend. And next week we won't have either a webinar or a live stream. But the following one, we'll have a Casual Friday on the following one. So I think it's April 8th is our next one. So have yourself a great weekend and the best of the rest of your day. Take care. Thanks, Jared.
No problem.